Welcome. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, and good night. This is the scene for Darkness in Dublin's Changeling venue. Now, this particular scene is going to be taking place in a lovely space. As you walk throughout Dublin, you could hear music, tinkling little tunes, sound of laughter, and the smell of booze. You'd walk around all the parks, up and down alleys until you'd find a hidden away space, giant beer garden surrounded by turrets. It's almost as if you can't see inside. It glimmers and shimmers, and do you want to enter? Perhaps. There's somebody at the door, smiling and waving and steering people away. This is the inter-house drinking competition hosted by House Darwan, Lane Juan, and Dougal, coming together for a lovely and lively affair for nobles and ennobled. This space is going to be a peaceful space. Have fun however much may you want it. There's only one cold, hard rule. There will be no assaulting of one another. This rule is kept by the many individuals who are hosting the event. Of the three houses, they have come to agree that this event will be monitored. While the she may party and the nobles can feel as if they're equal for once with them, the host guests will be watched. Waitresses pouring beers, lovely barmaids smiling, making sure that knives are all put away, and the only sharp thing that's allowed is your wits and your glowing smiles. So please, relax, step inside. All are welcome, she mostly. If you're a commoner, well, all you have to do is either pay your way, convince the doorwoman to let you in, or sneak. Rules to apply, and we'd love you to try. And with that, we'll open up the.
Sir Alduin is already there, being that he's already spoken with the hostess, and she has agreed to allow him to help out as per his house duties, hospitality, and he can be seen wiping down tables, a broom in his hand, and just a quaint smile on his face. Just sort of about.
Uh, Well, Willow is early. She did not really dare to miss this, not that she didn't want to. She holds a letter very tight in her hands as she approaches the door and will, almost like with shaking hands, hand over the letter to the door woman, said, for, like, inspection that she has indeed been invited. And I guess she will then, continue in.
You will see Alduin's smiling face as he sort of smiles and kind of ushers you to a table. Very proper.
Do you need a hand with that?
No. This is the only time where you actually can't help. It's kind of my house duties. I kind of have to do this.
Oh,
Mm,
oh I apologize.
No need to apologize. Are you nervous?
Yes, sir.
Well, it's going to be an interesting night. He smiles as he sort of ushers you into the table. Would you like some tea, coffee, anything?
Uh, uh, tea sounds good, sir.
And he will move you about his way to go get the tea from the back. with a hand towel in hand. Busy.
All right. Next, Baron Voidfrost steps out of his chauffeur-driven car. The troll who was driving it, he will lean his head in the door and he'll say that to wait around, to wait in the parking area, and I'll summon him when he is needed. Voidfrost, after that, is dressed in his finest this evening. He's dressed in a golden robe with black hues, as the glorious sun of Hasmarich is etched in crimson across his chest, or highlighted in crimson across his chest. So he will make his way towards the door. Will be allowed in, I assume. And will make his way inside.
Once you make your way inside, Sir Alduin will come back with the tea that was ordered by Willow, and he will greet the good Baron. Deep bow.
Ah, Sir Alduin, good to see you again.
I'm not a sir. He looks at you and smiles. I'm just a squire.
Mr. Alduin, good to see you again.
Good to see you. Can I get you anything?
He will say, I take it then that, yes, this is one of your house's cauldron houses, huh?
See.
We shall no doubt have a wonderful evening under House Dawan's hospitality. It is famous, after all.
Absolutely.
Good. He will, without saying another word, he will sit down next to Willow, and he will interlace the fingers of his left hand with her right.
I mean, Willow would have shut up and stood up from the chair as soon as he'd entered, but we'll do a sort of clumsy, quick curtsy, almost knocking the chair that she's sitting on back, and then sits down again.
Voidfrost settles himself and gets comfortable. And he watches on to see what else happens this evening. So, next person up.
Sorry about that.
That's fine. I think we're gonna like put a shotgun to somebody's back to get them to interact.
Lovely Steve will bustle
Nope.
by.
I'm here. I just had to grab something.
Oh, there you go.
Sir Falarin will enter. He is, as always, dressed immaculately. He's got a nice gray Armani suit. Everything about him is fancy. It's an expensive watch. He is wearing a diamond ring. He has his cufflinks are actually his house symbol of the dragon. His hair is slicked back. He's groomed to perfection. He kind of saunters in casually and looks to see who's all around.
So Alduin will walk up and hello. Nice to meet your acquaintance. Is there anything I can help you with? Can I show you to your seat?
What kith is your PC?
Arcadian She.
Yeah, buddy. Sure. You're a representative of the house?
Yes. Currently, until the mistress gets back.
Ah. I am Sir Falarin Tremaris ap Ailiel.
Good to see you.
Thank you for the invitation.
It would be our pleasure. please, would you like a separate table, or do you want to sit with the good Baron and his associate?
That pause is in game, I assume. That pause is in game.
Yes, he was stumbling for the right word.
You mean? Oh, right. The his commoner fiance. There's a small bit of contempt when he says commoner fiance. He makes no effort to hide it.
He looks at you, and you know when like someone is like the waiter and they're like not paid to have an opinion. He doesn't have an opinion. He looks, he nods. This way.
Sure. In the spirit of your house's hospitality, I will sit with everyone else.
Very good. As he sort of escorts you over, Baron and Baron Voidfrost, Miss Willow, this is Sir Tamaris of House Elio.
We have been acquainted. It is good to see you again, Sir Knight.
Good to see you again, my lord.
Willow is not quite sure whether she should sit or stand, so she's kind of like half up and does sort of a curtsy, and then just quickly sits down again.
Won't you join us?
Yes, I will. And he will nod in the direction of Willow in acknowledgement of her attempted etiquette.
Very poor attempted etiquette.
But his face is stoic, and there's no smile or anything. He just kind of just nods in acknowledgement. He takes a seat next to the Baron.
Back to my post.
Oh, okay. He'll take a seat somewhere on the table then. Now the rules are there is no assault, but we can insult.
Talk to the ST. I'm just here. I'm trying not to make waves.
What?
All right, cool.
Here, I will reiterate. Boom. It's an A. Have fun.
At the outside of the Cauldron House, Sir Christian will walk up to the entrance wearing simple sweats with running shoes and a hoodie sweatshirt pulled up over his head. He'll note the doorman, blink at him. He knows she are fully welcome here, but commoners, perhaps that's a different story. So rather than walk right in, he'll just take up his position outside at the front by the doorman, nod at him, start going through his phone idly, and wait for the first likely group of commoners to arrive and attempt to gain entry, at which point he will embrace them. Ah, my friends, come, the contest awaits inside. And then attempt to walk with them past the doorman.
The doorwoman, who is the host. Felicity, who her picture is right here in the corner if you want to see, and if you can't, Sarah paws it. I'll just smile and blink bright blue eyes. Hi, are you little friends going to be joining us as your retinue?
How they choose to join me is up to them, he says to the Fae that he's never met before.
Yes. And she'll kind of look down at the motley. The little group of, what I'm going to assume is an assortment of Puka, a lone red cat, and a Flua hiding in the corner. And why should they join us, good sir? This is an event for the houses. If they are not your retinue, then should they come in?
Well, it is true that they are not my retinue, but they are my friends. May I not bring guests?
Well, if you're willing to take responsibility, by all means, have your friends come in. More than welcome.
He'll just
Kind of look at him and are you gonna or are you not?
he'll turn to his quote friends, raise one finger, and say, as a bunk for guest list.
Alright.
Now you have heard the terms of our host, and I expect you to abide by them on your honor. So I'm attempting to forbid
Bad behavior.
Bad behavior, yes.
Alright, let's see some dice for it. Give you point bunk for that.
Sorry, at what point, bunk?
A 1 point bunk.
Okay, I'll spend a willpower because it's an important thing.
Mm-hmm.
And tossing the scene realm, I guess, to affect all of the, quote, friends.
All right.
5 successes there, I think.
Yep. You succeed, and the hostess, Felicity, she blinks. Well, if you say so, come on in with your little ragamuffins. Do be polite. And we're glad you could join us. Come on in.
Christian smiles.
Waves the doors open.
He leads his friends in or pushes them in at this point, and goes to find his own seat.
Oh, you're not going to stay with them? Noted. All right.
Insight of them.
Very good. Osmond will be there. He'll walk up to Sir Christian. Bow. Do you want to sit with the rest of the guests, or do you want a table by yourself?
I believe myself and my friends may join the others, if that is agreeable.
He will look, and he will say, he'll blink once, twice, and he will say, I am not of the proper title to tell you no. Sweat.
Accepts that with a smile and nod, and then takes his seat closest to, I suppose, the highest ranking noble next to Voidfrost, and then shoving his, quote, friends the rest of the way down the line.
There's that wonderful moment as Voidfrost sips tea, as he sees all of the commoners descend on his table, and you can tell he's, for those of you who've seen him sipping, he stops sipping the tea as the cup is just pursed to his lips. He's almost biting into the cup.
Hey, Voidfrost.
Yes, dear.
There is a greasy-haired Slua at the table near you. Disgusting shade of ruby, thwarted from grease and bugs cluttering around. Wonderful. spider cobs, silk, delicate brooches, but the parlor, the sneering face. That's a Slua. It's a Slua by you.
I'm gonna roll some manipulation subterfuge to let people not know that I'm dying on the inside, because I'm dying on the inside.
Mm-hmm.
So you said Sir Christian is sitting to the highest ranking she that's at Voidfrost's table, besides Voidfrost himself?
So that would be next to you, I
All
suppose.
right, 3 successes.
Yeah, so let me just picture the scene. You come and sit next to my character, you're wearing sweats and everything, and then there's a bunch of commoners with you?
Precisely.
Okay. Just to make sure I understood the scene as it is presented.
I have at least 4 successes. I'm pretty cool. But God, I'm dying on the
You're
inside.
pretty cool.
So Alduin is standing there. He is looking. He is nervous. He does not know what to do.
Voidfrost. Oh, sorry. You continue, Paul.
Valerian kind of looks as you're about ready to sit down. He kind of looks your character up and down. He's not attempting to hide that he's looking at your attire, and kind of looks at you in the eyes for just a moment, and then looks at your retinue that has come with you, and he just says the words, "Interesting."
Christian pulls back the hood on his sweatshirt, revealing a glorious mane of golden thread. Seems to actually be gold, almost tumbling down to his waist, and beautiful ringlets. His eyes, pure sapphire light, no whites or blacks, just pure blue, glowing faintly with the inner light of his glamour. And he smiles at you.
So the phrase I can... Anthony, have you ever had a real come to Jesus moment?
Several, why?
The way I'm going to phrase how Voidfrost speaks is you're having a come to Jesus moment.
I can't do you, boo. I can't say anything.
He puts down the teacup. Squire Alduin, I think that you've made a slight error in your seating plan.
He'll look and he'll say,
What was that, Anthony? I only caught half the sentence.
he says, I have?
Perhaps you may wish to ask the mistress of the house about this, huh?
He will go and talk to the mistress of the house. I'm literally...
But we should probably intro Anthony before all hell kicks loose in She.
Mm-hmm.
You mean me, I assume?
I mean you.
Yeah. So Harold will turn up in his fairly usual 3-piece suit, with some little bits of silver at the lapels and a stylized, somewhat concealed crescent moon and stars symbolism woven in what looks to be silver thread. And he is leaning, when he walks in, he is leaning on a silver-headed cane made of black wood. As far those of you who see him, as far as you are aware, he has taken no injury that you're aware of that should lead him to require a cane, but he appears to be limping.
Alduin will be there to greet you. Good evening, Sir Harold, right?
Yes, and you are?
My name is Alduin Ap Darwan.
I take
one of your hosts for this evening.
I take it from the lack of title you're a squire, then?
Indeed.
I'm sure your house is glad to have you. Please, lead the way.
He will lead you very promptly back to the assembled table, and then very hurriedly go back to his mistress and say, "Can I have a word?"
Anthony,
Yes.
with Maya's permission, I'm going to make a roll myself because I assume I'm going to spot, presumably, the fact that there is a Slua sitting within stabbing range of the barrage.
Yes, you are.
Right. Give me a moment while I get up my list of dice rolls, because, good God, this will not end well.
I haven't
I
done
can.
anything
Yet.
yet.
Don't you mean niet?
I see what you did there.
Yes. I made a bad pun.
I hope you're proud.
I am never proud.
Sounds like a you problem.
Let's see. That is perception. Perception, empathy. Okay. Dum. Because Harold ain't gonna hide his expression of what the fuck. This is mostly just to read Voidfrost's expression, to have a quiet chuckle at his expense. Okay, that's that's 3 successes and all of them 10s.
Beautiful. You see many things. What do you see?
However,
Voidfrost.
had 5 successes to hide his emotions.
Yep.
I'm fine
So
with this.
you see nothing, good sir. He's completely calm. Slua? What Slua?
Yeah.
As comfortable as he would be if the man wore PJs.
Yeah, Harold's just looking at the Slua, looking at Voidfrost, looking at the Slua, looking at Voidfrost. And eventually
The Slua sees you looking. He waves.
He waves back, just sort of staring at Voidfrost, deeply confused. Like, why the fuck are you tolerating this? Before finally going to sit down at the table.
Anthony?
Yes.
In your search for your mistress,
Yes.
you do not find your Darwan mistress, but you do find the other Baroness who is assisting in the event. That's it.
Okay.
She looks at you, clearing her head. What's the matter?
Can I have a word if that's all right?
Yes, we're arranging the different drinks. We're waiting for more people. What seems to be the issue?
It seems that a couple of our guests have a problem with Sir Christian's retinue and the fact that he's chosen to bring them with him.
Felicity wouldn't have allowed them in if he didn't promise to look after them. It would be an issue that the guest would have to take up with Sir Christian. So that kind of a sneer.
So what should I say?
How many are in Sir Christian's little retinue? His pets, so to say. How many?
Sir Alton will look and do a quick head count. Sir Christian, how many friends did you bring with you?
I think the count was 3 that he brought in with him.
4.
4 then.
2 puka, a slua, and a red cap. Look over.
Christian's just engaging that little retinue in idle conversation, by the way.
The slua seems really happy to be there.
Everybody's happy to be a part. Little do they know.
Voidfrost is making a mental note. When that Slua leaves the club tonight, we're going to run her over with the car.
Oh my god.
I feel like Ned Flanders from that one episode where he goes to the mental institution, and if any of you really hack me off, I'm going to run you over with my car.
So just looks at Aldwin. How many?
4.
4. Well, we do have prizes for the little buggers if any of them were able to get past Felicity. We're not here to shun people away, but we do want our more premier guests to be comfortable. There is another table to the left. Bigger table. It's a better look at the stage. We'll be announcing things. So technically, Sir Christian's little party will be up close to the action, but also the noise. Send him over there. I don't know just how well Alexis will react. He's always been a little persnickety. Yes, go. Thank you.
As you say, Baroness. And he will go off to do what he's told.
She makes the shoe. So she makes the kind of fingers gesturing to shoo.
His shoes. Assuming, is there a conversation going over as Alton makes his way back?
Falero would probably strike up a conversation with the Baron about local Shi politics.
Indeed. So needless to say, I said to the squire, who had done an absolutely terrible job polishing my boots, Squire Aldwin, you have returned.
I don't mean to interrupt the very spirited conversation, but Sir Christian and his retinue, there has been another vacancy in another table closer. It is by the request of the good Baroness Status that she wishes you to move a few seats closer to the front. If you could please follow me.
Christian looks at you like he was expecting you to serve him a beverage, and when you serve him that, he just gestures at you. Well, I would not wish to displease our host, and he rises smoothly with the dignity and grace of a Shi, and excuses himself. Please follow me and the squire. We will find more hospitable seating arrangements, I am sure.
While we're moving, can I have your drink order? He smiles.
I was not to understand we chose the beverage. I am here to compete in your contest, yes?
Yes. Yes, and I take it you don't want anything to drink then, until the competition starts.
No, that would be imprudent, I think. He smiles at you.
He smiles, and he leads you to another table away from the assembled party very quickly.
The commoners, I'll make sure to wave the other Shi goodbye, particularly the fluent Void Frost. She has such a sweet smile.
Yes.
As she clambers away.
Where I come from in Vladivostok, there was a hill. It was not the same as any other hill. However, we called it the Hanging Hill. Would you like to know why we called it the Hanging Hill?
I'm going to go out on a limb and say you hung people, but go ahead.
Excellent. You understand the old palindrome. He leans in forward, like finger bent in evil contemplation, as he imagines running over the Sluagh later. It's fine.
Willow is looking very longingly at the other table with the commoners. Just for a second, and then she will look back at her knees again.
Christian waves at Willow.
The red cap waves at Willow.
Willow,
she's very friendly with Willow when they talk.
Willow gets her dress, and then we'll continue to look at her niece. Yeah, very interesting tonight.
On the side of
Aww.
that, the realization you have naming now, don't you?
Me?
Yeah.
Or Willow? Yeah.
You've got like the max. At a certain point, I might have you reread my wife into a she. Continue.
I should emphasize, at present, I can only make it last for 3 years. I'm not yet at the point where I have the right combination of arts to make it functionally permanent.
Out of character, if I may, narrator hat on, as always. That would go against a certain Gaius, as it would be detrimental to Willow. She's so comfortable as a Selkie. If only someone hadn't put that on him.
Yep.
Back to the storyline.
Yep. Although Harold's trying to find excuses so he doesn't have to mention that stupid thing.
I would say not doing it is a detriment.
I'm pretty sure she can be manipulated into liking it until it actually happens.
But
Isn't that how the marriage works?
In any case, as soon as the commoners find their proper seat, particularly one out of safety, more she's start to filter in. You'll see the odd and noble commoner along with their houses. Nathalia may or may not be in the background. Voidfrost feels her eyes, but he cannot see her.
She is a very busy bee.
Anyway, as the beer garden fills up and noise clambers about, a light will shine onto the veranda. The stage will open, and Shell will step forward. Hello, all of my lovelies. Welcome. Thank you so much for being here. We're so thankful that you were able to make it here to the inter-house drinking competition. Now, myself representing House Lane Juan, and the other baronesses here who are working steadily in the background, Baroness Carter and Baroness Abigail. We thank you so much for making it here. We want you all to enjoy yourself, but do remember the one cold rule. There will be no assaulting of one another. We understand that liquor makes the blood boil quicker, but remember, we are she. And those of you who are not, remember, we are she. We do not act like fools. Now, let the games begin. As for the drinking competition, we've got quite a few. There's one specifically for she and those who are not she. Prizes work as well. So, ladies and gentlemen, get your guts ready. We're going to start clearing some tables and having certain brews about. And if you're interested in trying the more experimental drinks, do wave down one of our many waiters. We do our best to, well, dabble in the most delicious of libations. So ask and you shall receive. And dozens of waiters will pop out of nowhere, moving things about. Drinks will be offered, and soon there will be one long table right in the middle. Those of you who want to compete, take a seat. We're about to begin.
Christian will rise and move to take his position.
Voidfrost will kiss Willow's hand softly before he will also rise and take his position.
Sir Falarian stays at the table with Willow.
As does Harold.
Willow wants to disappear under the table, but hey, you know, she is staying like a statue. Although at this point she is focused on Voidfrost and not on her niece anymore. Clearly, the she is more interesting than her niece.
Is she more interesting than most things?
Sir
Is that
Falarian
another she? Oh. Go ahead, Paul.
Flaren, as they're going up, Sir Flaren kind of leans over to Harold. You're at the table, correct?
Yes.
You're Ilunid, right?
Yes.
So since you're from like a sister house, he kind of leans over and says, "Do you think the sweatpants and hoodie Sir Christian is wearing is an advantage or disadvantage in this competition?"
I wouldn't be surprised if he's wearing it purely to try and make everyone else feel uncomfortable. It's the sort of thing he would do. He likes embarrassing himself and the houses. But that's just him, I suppose.
No, I'm not uncomfortable. I'm just slightly amused.
Have you met him before?
Yes.
My experience of him is, let's just call it, somewhat unpleasant.
I know, it was at the wake. I was there.
Shame, really. He could have been a good friend. Then he decided to be foolish. But obligations are obligations.
Indeed.
Incidentally, who do you think will win?
In this competition,
Hmm.
me.
Are you going to go drinking?
No, but the two of them are going to get shit-faced and possibly make fools out of themselves, so I say I win.
A fair statement. Fair statement. Though it will be interesting. And you just see him lean back, drumming his fingers on the table.
And he kind of looks over at Willow. So, Willow, who do you think will win? Your fiance or Sir Christian in his sweatpants?
I don't think that I have enough information on both of them to be a judge of that, sir.
I'm sorry, I can't hear you. You're going to have to speak up.
Oh, sorry.
No, he said that in game.
Oh, okay. It also happens out of game, so I apologize, sir. I don't think that I have enough material to compare the both of them, sir. So I would not be able to tell.
Look at the two of them and make a guess. Make a judgment call, quickly.
Flip a coin if you have to, milady. And yes, he did refer to Willow as milady.
She gets red again, and it's like, really, sir, it is not my place.
In a few weeks'
what
time, Willow, you will be one of the nobility. Get used to thinking of it as your place.
More importantly, she'll be a baroness with land, and you have subjects, and you must make snap decisions, so make one right now.
As you said, sir, they will be making fools of themselves. I think neither will be the winner.
Fair enough.
Valid argument.
Sir Flynn says fair enough, and then turns his back on her and watches what's happening.
Harold is going to try and catch Willow's eye. Does she acknowledge?
Sure.
He's just going to give her the most subtle of thumbs up.
And she will just, does that quick smile and then look away. In the meanwhile, thinking that if Voidfrost would make a fool out of himself, she will try to make sure that it won't be that bad.
Maya?
Christian, at his position with Void Frost, is just going to smile at the Baron and say, "Ah, my lord, we do battle once again. I wish you luck, but I wish to win myself."
He will nod and he will say, "Considering that vodka is practically my mother's milk, I could not give up the opportunity, but I wish you good luck also."
Nods respectfully.
Takes a seat. You come back just as we've straightened out everything, Maya, so hooray.
So, at the table with you are a number of different trees from different houses. There's a Dougal, an Allele, two Liams, another Lanehorn, a Gideon, and a Scathach. Beckus will walk amongst you, passing about, patting your shoulders. Gentlemen and ladies, for our first round, we're going to go a little simple, something delicious. Now, as I'm sure some of us can be party animals, and we don't want to start off too simple. So, in order to pass it along, we're going to offer this drink. And as she speaks, a giant, I don't want to call it a chalice, because a chalice would be too small. This container is practically a fucking keg. It's big enough that two trolls that are decked out in Lanehorn and Darwan attire are carrying it amongst themselves. And they seat it right in the middle of the table, pouring out glasses and having them right in front of them. For this drink, we will be having you drink the Sazerac Reborn. A lovely little cocktail. King versus Beth. I've got some friends in Atlanta that say it's divine, so we twisted it a little bit. Apple brandy and star anise, the classic. Just a nice mix of gin. Now, ladies and gents, on your marks, get set. Chug as many as you can. And roll.
Also,
Gentlemen.
if you have active effects, please put them on the left-hand side to make Maya's job easier.
Please and thank you. You two will be rolling 1d10. You're going to be telling me just how many drinks you can chug. Just one. And I will be rolling as well. 1d10. And after which, we'll do stamina rolls. Only after you can succeed in drinking all of them. Ooh, nice. All right, post it on the side.
I'm going to the hospital.
It'll be fine.
You can buy a new liver.
Hey, you can just crime all your problems away. It'll be fine.
I could try weaving you a new liver. This would end hideously.
All right. Oh. Gentlemen, strict competition for all three, for you all. All right. After a couple of moments, the last of the keg is drunk. There are a series of goblets in front of you, stating how many drinks you have drunken. Bettis walks about. Some she looks at and nods, some she sneers. When she steps in front of Void Frost, she looks at him, a tight smile, a nod of approval. Well enough. Steps in front of Christian. You look like a frat boy, but you don't drink like one. A little disappointing. And she keeps on. Ladies and gentlemen, unfortunately, some of us have to go now. Our lovely twin limbs, Apollo and Ares, thank you so much for competing with us. Off you go, darlings, off you go. As the two limbs kind of drag themselves away from the table, supporting one another, but not really getting far until some people have to draw them into the crowd. She looks at Christian. There's another competitor here who has the same amount as you. You have a chance to up your chances if you and May would like to compete in one-on-one. A 5 simply won't do. You do understand.
Christian just drunkenly goes, "Yes, I will compete."
Wonderful. My personal favorite, lychee gimlet. Come, come, come. Another troll comes along in a much smaller keg, and it literally is a keg. Puts it on the top of a high table. A pedestal. Christian, Mr. Dubois, do follow me. And she'll look over to another who's bowing their head in shame. Cynthia, come. She gets up. You can see she's decked out in House Lane Juan. She brings shame to her house. Come, come. Take a seat. You are directed to sit underneath dual kegs. This keg has dual spouts. You are to consume as much as you can before the other collapses. Do have fun. Christian, stamina is your best friend here.
Christian just holds up 2 big thumbs up to everybody and goes, "Woo!" And then,
the crowd cheers! Tink, 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 tink. She raises up a finger. Long talons poised over the spouts. And begin. And she flips them. And beautiful, soft lavender liquor just pours out the spouts. The girl tries to put her mouth over it. But she drinks, and she drinks, and she drinks. Do you roll your dice?
rolling stamina.
Yep, straight stamina, honey cakes. Nice. All right, you've got 1 success, but it's enough. As you're drinking, you can hear the girl. She's coughing. She can't. She turns her head. The liquor pours into her hair. I can't. I'm sorry. I can't. She runs away while the liquor just spatters onto the floor. Christian, you have drunk more than your competitor, and the two trolls lift you up and cheer. The victor! Yeah! Yeah! Everyone clap.
Christian's seeing double and triple, and then he's just screaming, "Spring break!" Woo!
So Alduin looks and like shocked, like, oh, this is gonna be this night. Let me get the map. Fuck.
Satis would appear behind Alexis. Darling, the same issue has popped up for you. Would you please follow me?
I would be delighted.
Yes. Do you have your little friend bring a chair? You don't want to sit on the ground. She kind of wiggles her finger and some random there, which is probably some puka. There you go.
I mean, if Puka's willing to bring my chair, all is better in the universe.
The puka will bring your chair, obviously. You were their lord. A very tall man, dark skin, gold eyes, Malil, stands by another keg. He nods to you in respect. Baron Alexis. You do not know this random Malil's name.
That's fine. I'll still wish him good luck.
Very large hand will come to shake yours in respect. Ladies and gentlemen, well, Sir Christian's win is spectacular. We have another tiebreaker. Dear Baron Alexis and the good Squire Gregory here. Hello, Gregory. My lady. So cute. Will be competing in a similar manner. Now, as these gentlemen are a little bit higher in the range, both consuming 8 rather than the 5, we will be conducting a stronger mix. Something a little bit more pure, so to say. Felicity, and she'll curl her talon towards the doorway, and the young doorwoman will come through. She's got a white bottle in her hand. She's walking, and she presents it to her lady. Yeah. Hennessy White. Now I know Hennessy is not often connoisseur kind of drink, but white. So deliciously potent, not even allowed in the Americas. How lovely is that? But here we do love the finer things in life. Gentlemen, the same will apply. You must consume more than your competitor. Don't disappoint me, Gregory, will you? Shakes his head, but kind of steps away from Betis a bit. Alexis, good luck. And we shall start. The very tall man will crouch down, making himself smaller, and opening his maw in order to receive the stuff.
Voidfrost kind of, he'll do it. Yeah, he will just do it without complaint. Fuck it, this is an evening for entertainment.
A chant will murmur, drink, 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 drink. And just like before, she flicks the stuff.
My important question, because I get this at a reduced diff. What is the difficulty of the actual stamina roll?
For this one, you just have to get more than the other one, because this is out-drinking your competitor.
Okay.
As soon as they start, Falarin, having probably had a couple of glasses of wine by now, loosens up a little bit, and he'll kind of yell above the chanting of the crowd. Aleo versus Varich. The winner rules the Unseelie.
Oh!
A crying roar! Yeah! Well, the Seelie will say, "Fuck off!"
And like that, because of that, and like that, I spend a willpower.
Beautiful. Ladies and gentlemen, please, if you have active effects, put them in the group chat. If you do not, let me know.
Wow, if my specialty in Hardy applies, that's 5 successes.
Oh shit! You go, boy! You bet it does.
I'm just going to say this right now. What follows with the shit-faced later on is entirely your fault, Paul, for that one statement.
Oh, all right. away from the fountain, he bumbles away, and he stands. And as Void Frost finishes emerging, slick brown liquid as he is raised up by the crowd, the rich, the rich, the rich. Large hand will come to shake in respect. You win with such fantastic drinking.
It was a game of fun. It was a game of fun, Squire. But you drank well. We shall have to enjoy a more civilized evening some evening, he would say as he'll take the hand and shake it.
You shall, my baron. And he too is swallowed by the maw of cries, the rich, the rich, the rich. Let me just adjust the list of winners. Now, as all of this drinking is going along, Willow, how you doing, baby?
Yeah. She's doing okay. Bit worried, but as long as no one talks to her, she's doing fine.
Hey, Willow.
Yes.
Willow, darling dear.
Oh God.
Two of those commoners have come back to your table. They're not sitting, they're just kind of leaning against it. One of them, a particularly sharp-looking red cap, looks at you. She's got kind of a flirty look. Hi. She's got scars all along, sharp teeth, slicked back hair. She smells of the sea, though. How you doing?
I'm quite well, thank you. I hope you're enjoying your evening.
Oh, yeah. It's always nice to see the shoe party it up when they rarely do. Let loose, like they're regular people. And yourself? How are you, little thing?
Not little, I can assure you.
No. You're not. Not at all. But you are a weird thing. Do you normally hang out with the she?
Well, I am uniquely qualified.
Uniquely qualified? Care to explain? I'm kind of curious.
Well, my fiance is sitting there as she points at Void Frost.
Ah, cold fish? Really? How does that work?
That is none of your business.
You know what? That is absolutely right. But, question. Those things don't do romance, right? They're cold fish, and I mean that in every sense. Just take care, little thing, alright? Great minds, not so great hearts.
I thank you for your advice, but I'm sure I will manage.
Listen, never known a Selkie who wasn't stronger than a she. So, you need to tame that, do it. But if you need help, just kind of put out your hand to shake it.
May
Do you
I
take the hand?
inquire? She will, but she'll also ask for his name.
Me? My name's Karina. I've done my fair share of dealing with she. They can be nice, real nice, but not always underneath. You know, ocean's got deep-seated things. She are like that. They go way deep, and the deeper you get, the colder you get. So, just be careful, alright? Let's sweet. Kisa.
Even deep oceans can hide extraordinary things. But once again,
Yeah.
thank you for your advice. I'll speak with you
Okay.
some other time, perhaps. Please enjoy your evening.
Will do, little thing, will do. She'll get up and walk away.
Willow kind of, sinks in her chair ever so slightly before she's like, oh no, gotta keep up appearances, and kind of shakes like straight again.
You'll see that Sir Valerian is openly just watching you, staring at you stoically.
Yeah, Harold will lean over and just whisper, "Well done."
And she will again sort of get red on her cheeks, but she'll just nod. Thank you, sir.
Look, I told you, Willow, you'll be a baroness in a few weeks, and besides, you'll get that quite often. Red caps are never particularly fond of a she in general.
I wonder if that would just stay with Redcaps, sir.
I suppose most of the common kiths don't like us very much. Well, they don't like the Arcadians in particular, but that's a different thing.
Just for the record, I'm Arcadian.
Oh yeah. He just looks at you and says, "Yeah, it's pretty common. Lots of communicants don't like she. They especially just seem to dislike the Arcadians. I'm an autumn she. I stuck around, and they still don't like me."
That's unfortunate.
Yeah.
I have been either blessed or cursed with more recollection than other Arcadians. Sometimes this place is very gray. And he looks saddened as his eyes kind of glaze over, like he's lost in thought for a moment. And then he takes a big drink of his wine.
Can get into it. Something creative to keep your mind from the grey world.
But he kind of snaps his head out. Takes his head a moment to snap out of his reverie. That was far too friendly. You need to be more commanding in conversation.
Thank you for your advice, sir.
You just see Harold rub his eyes when you say "sir" again. Just like,
Much better.
Back in the sun. Sorry.
Okay. No, you're good. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna move it a bit, but I don't quite like to hear more of this.
What was that?
I have the BRB for TikTok.
Okay. Sir Valerian will just say, some she would find it, would think that you're mocking them if you address them by a station that is higher than what they are. Or vice versa, if you address them by a station that is lower than them, like you used to refer to me as a squire.
Oh, my apologies.
Also,
would you be kind enough to educate me on the proper addressing?
He looks at you for a moment, like he's debating in his head what he wants to say. Have you ever had to address anyone higher than a baron before?
No. Up until a few weeks ago, I never even had to address a baron.
The Lady Willow is relatively new to our world.
Ah. Well, for now, just refer to them as Count, and you can't go wrong. If you use their title, then the most you'll get is maybe a weird look because you kind of used it in a weird way, but at least you used it mostly correctly.
Understood. And the proper way to address yourself?
Sir, or Sir Knight.
Thank you.
And squires, you just call them squires.
Understood. Sir.
As you've heard me refer to Baron Voidfrost as my lord.
Yes, sir. I will make sure to educate myself on this. Would you happen to know, sir, if there is anywhere where I could find a library or books that hold the, well, nowadays, formal etiquette rules of our society?
Does Baron Voidfrost not possess a library?
I am quite sure that my lord possesses a great deal of things that I have no knowledge of yet.
I'm sure he has a book on etiquette.
I'm quite sure that he does, but I cannot only rely on the Baron. He has many more important things to do, after all.
I would think preparing his fiancée for what will be required of her would be pretty high up on his list of priorities.
I'm quite sure it is. But that does not mean that I cannot seek help in any form possible.
Okay. If you wish, I can teach you some etiquette.
My lord, that would be... Sir, that would be very generous of you.
You say you start to say, Lord, his eyes narrow for just a moment until you correct yourself.
Yeah, she gets a little red when she notices her mistake.
Adorable. Now, back in the center of all of the action, Seth stands amongst The 5 contenders, the Dougal, the Gwitty, and the Scathass, Christian, and Voidfrost, who everyone is cheering, Farich, Farich, Farich. A good deal of the attendees are quite drunk as is. It's almost as if, along with the competition, they started to drink liberally, relaxing. She's starting to chat with regular commoners. The commoners are starting to dance about. It's all in good fun, but truly the main action is in the center. Alexi,
Mm-hmm.
how you doing?
Pretty good. Considering, as I
Pretty
said, this guy drinks bottles of vodka a day. He's probably barely buzzed.
I'm glad you're having fun, darling. I just will bounce about to look for one of her sisters and wave them over. Lean over and whisper something quietly. She'll shoo them out. She can make me a perception roll if you really want to know what she says, but just the din of the noise be quite tough.
I'll make the roll. What difficulty do you want on that one?
7. You are in a crowd of cheering and drunk people.
Is it a perception alertness?
Perception.
Sorry, is it perception alertness?
No, just straight perception.
Whoops, that is way too many dice. I will re-roll, but that is a great roll. I'm sad I wasted it.
I think I failed.
You probably hear her voice, but don't hear anything. You know she spoke.
Christian's way too fucking buzzed. He's just like, woo, bring on the next competition. I will conquer it. I am the winner.
That is 2 successes, Maya.
Alright. Precious, gripping the arm of one of her systems, cares about. Do make sure the rebel rousing keeps to a minimum. While I don't mind being a bat, I'd rather not be surrounded by their filth. Clean up.
Maya,
and she does.
Maya, there's like some kind of weird... I'm not sure if you're like constantly moving around, but there's some weird kind of background noise, so I barely heard what you said.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I don't know what's going on. Okay, so what she said was she leaned close and kind of gripped their arm. Make sure all of the rebel rousing keeps to a minimum. I don't mind being surrounded by pets, but I do not care to step in their filth or be near it. Clean up. And her personality does a whole 180 as she smiles. Ladies and gentlemen, I do so love your energy. It's wonderful, vivacious. But for us, we need more players. My lovely assistant Felicity will be conducting a secondary competition over there where the ennobled can play. But the main competition will stay here. And for a moment you hear pitter-patter as commoners, and so she actually goes over to the second area watching commoners drink even more ridiculous feats. It's almost as if the Baroness just wants to torture them. Probably kill them. Who knows?
Christian will allow himself to be tossed in the direction of the crowd that's lifting him on their shoulders. Ideally towards the primary competition, but wherever they carry him.
Come to my lovely 5 competitors. We have more for you to do. Now, it seems all of you are quite skilled in stamina. She'll do a wink. But do you have mobility? Are you more articulate with your limbs, or are you free-flowing? This is why we've got a little bit of a obstacle course for you to play in. Isn't that fun? And the drunken she and Hugh Dabble's commoners cheers. Ah! Let's see him! as your screen will pass by, and a series of complicated benches stacked together. In this competition, my dears, you each have to climb all the way up. Climb for your life. Drink the goblets right in front of you, and if you can make it all the way up without slipping, you win. Clean free, just like that. One of the two will raise their hand, a particularly dim-witted Gwydion. Climb exactly how? Oh, Alice. Climb up. How? Why? Use the others. Okay. In this competition, our lovely competitors will have to climb a series of stacked benches, shoving one another to reach the top. At the very top is a silver chalice, probably filled with more liquor. The first one to reach up and consume the liquor wins. You are more than able to shove the others about and make sure you win. That's really the only thing you have to do. Are you ready?
Christian just clambers off of the shoulders of whatever commoner, I guess a troll, was bouncing him up on his shoulders and staggers into the climbing area. Yes, I am ready. He then
Lovely.
raises an arm to the commoners, raising a fist to them.
Christian.
Voidfrost does the more traditional, what I'm going to refer to as cool guy thing. So he walks towards it, at which point he on the cloak on his shoulder, and he just kind of flings it off with one hand without looking behind him. Because hashtag cool guy.
The other competitors will also clamor about, each house roaring support. Though it seems as if a good chunk of the crowd's kind of torn between Alexius and Christian. It's almost as if in the past they've been rivals before. But I don't know. But it's mine. All right, my lovely. On your mark. Get set. The sheep crouch, ready to push one another to reach the top. Run for your life. And a flare will flicker. And you're off. Gentlemen, please make me a series of dexterity awareness checks, along with a stamina check. 2 dex awareness and 1 stamina. Please and thank you.
I don't think I actually have awareness on my sheet.
Ooh. Well.
Do changelings have awareness?
No, changelings don't actually have awareness as a stat. It defaults to kenning.
Ah, I have kenning.
Boom, go, do the thing.
Kenning, that stat you should never leave home without.
It's particularly important here because you want to be aware if somebody's about to shove you over so they can climb on top of you.
Can we spend willpower on the roll because Christian's in it to win it?
Yeah, by all means, do spend willpower. This is the one for them all. 5 drunk people climbing up a series of complicated benches, teetering, wondering if gravity will finally clamber it down.
Maya, does my merit for perfect balance come into play here?
Oh yeah, you're gonna need that.
Okay, cool.
I am spending a willpower then.
Good to know. I'm going to wait for you guys to roll, and then I'm going to roll the others.
Cool. I just need to know. I just need to check my actual pool.
I think 2 successes.
All right.
Is that total or on your first roll?
First roll.
First roll.
Cool. Give me just a moment. Because perfect balance. Let me just read it out. Whether through constant training or inherent skill, your sense of balance is akin to a circus performer or a bird on the wire. You're very unlikely to ever fall during your life. You may trip, but you'll always catch yourself before you do. This merit functions for such actions as tightrope walking, crossing ice, or climbing mountains. All difficulties involving such feats are reduced by 3. Ooh, fun.
All right, so it's a difficulty 3 for you, so there you go.
It's the only time I've ever gotten to use this merit. So I'm already happy. I've gotten worth from the merit. My life is already better now.
Sorry,
I'm
what
glad.
was
Just be aware, it does not protect you from being shoved over.
That is entirely fine.
Sorry, what was the base difficulty for that per Kenning roll?
It's going to be 6.
Oof. I am Spider-Man.
Yeah, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 is 1. 6 for first. Beautiful. Continue.
Okay. Same exact roll.
Wait.
Oh, sorry. How many times are we rolling?
Twice.
You're rolling twice, and then you're going to roll stamina.
Okay.
So 3 times. That's
I'm
what
going to spend willpower on the stamina check.
As you should.
I'm gonna spend a second willpower on the per Kenning check, and then another on the stamina roll.
So you're at 3. Okay. You're using up 3 rolls.
Cool.
2 successes.
3 with the willpower.
Oh, you rolled willpower? All right. Oh, there it is. Good. All right, 3. So that's 15. Good to know.
I think I have 1 success with my willpower on my second Kenning roll, and I'm gonna roll stamina now with the willpower spent.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, nice. A lot, though. All right. Give me a moment, gentlemen. I need to see how your competitors did.
Oof. Big oof.
Very bad. Another oof. This guy cannot catch a break.
That is literally God punching that NPC in the face.
So the Gwydion, who had charged forward, oh, so assured, trips over his own 2 feet, and he barrels behind. Let's see if he hits one of the others. Oh, nice.
Wow, that's a good roll.
Very nice.
That's another good roll.
Much better. Sorry, it was the Dougal, however, makes leaps and bounds over him. He cackles and continues to run up.
Wait, I really need to know what happens to the Gwydion, specifically.
Give me a second. I need to see if anybody suffers.
Okay.
Nice.
Wow.
Not so nice.
Still beats poor Sir Christian.
Oof. No, wait, let me just fix that. Better. As the Gwydion tumbles down, the Scathach also jumps over him. He turns around and he flicks his middle fingers at him. Sack it, loser! And continues to bound after the Dougal.
Our character is openly laughing, like slapping his knee, grabbing his chest, laughing at the misfortune of Gwydion.
The Gwydion tumbles and tumbles until hits the ground, face hitting against the grass, crying, "Ah, fuck, no." The poor dear landed badly on his shoulder. It doesn't look like he's getting up on his own, but no one goes to help because they can see the Dougal and the Scathach clamoring for the top. Christian, can you make me another dex scanning?
Yep, I'll spend a willpower on that one.
As well? Okay. You spent 4 so far, darling.
Okay, then I actually have more than I thought. I thought I had 2, but I guess I have 3 then. So yeah, spending that willpower. Just waiting for it. Big money, big money, big money.
Not bad money.
2 is decent money.
Not bad.
Well,
You
with the
received some money.
willpower.
You received good money. Good money.
What was
Let's
the
see.
tip on that?
Oh, standard. I'm not cruel. Because you're going to have to beat the Scathach.
So that was 3 successes with the willpower spent.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, you do better. You do. All right. Let me see. Since you're defending, all right. The Scathach runs up behind you and starts to shove at you, pushing and pulling, trying to get ahead, clambering on top of the bench. But you shove him hard enough that he falls and falls and hits the Gwydion. The 2 losers groan. The Gwydion is openly sobbing. Fuck! My arm! My arm! Scathach rolls over. Fuck up! He turns about. He starts heaving. He did not expect to get shoved so badly. Alexi.
Absolutely, completely focused on his task. Christian just keeps running.
Alexi.
Mm-hmm.
You having fun?
Considering the golf roll he just had, I assume I'm in front.
You're doing very good. The only person you have to worry about is the Dougal. He's right behind you.
Goddamn Dougal. Gonna plant my boot
Can
in
ya?
his face.
Can you roll? Can you roll for me, please?
I can. I can, you know. So just get my roll again.
While he's rolling, I'm laughing and pointing at the Gwydion, and I'm like elbowing Harold and actually elbowing Willow and like getting them to the point and laugh with me.
Ooh.
Willow does not point and laugh. I'm sorry, she does not do that.
I should hang on. I should check and see if my 10's double, because that might be important in this situation. I have to check my dexterity spec. Oh, my dexterity
What's your
spec
dex
is
spec?
my dex spec is nimble movement.
Nimble movement? Alright,
Nimble
that's good to
movement.
know. That's good to know. Give me a sec. Let's see if it's enough. Ooh, it is definitely enough. As the Dougal is right behind you and tries to elbow you out of the place, her elbow going sharp into your gut, you're able to grab her, twist her away, and kick her down the benches. She hits, boom, 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 as if a fleshlight slinky tumbling down. It's a poorly thought out plan, but you executed it beautifully.
I have only one question, Maya. Can I have aimed her at the Gwydion?
Oh, yeah. Do you want to aim her at the Gwydion?
I want to aim her
Aim
at
her
the
at the
Gwydion.
Gwydion! Do me a stamina for that, though. You gotta be sober enough for it.
That's entirely fine. I will roll a stamina check. Oof! No,
Nope.
not.
You do not aim her at it. In fact, Willow?
Yeah.
Fine.
Oh god, what's coming?
Arthur? Can you make me a quick dex cunning roll, please?
Who, me?
Yeah, quickly.
Okay,
Quickly
okay.
now.
I'm working on it. Give me a moment. Wow, dude. Didn't expect that to roll anything. Like, my sheet is frozen.
Paul, Anthony, you should too.
Sweet. What am I rolling?
You're rolling dex cunning.
I may have inadvertently booted a Dougal onto the table.
Oh god.
He may inadvertently have booted a very tall Dougal over to you guys.
This is perception canning, you said.
I have
Dexterity cannon.
one success.
Okay, dex canning. Give me a second.
I do have the short flaw. I don't know if that counts for anything, but
No, it doesn't.
good.
Okay.
Oh, that means Willow is literally fun size.
If I do well enough on this roll, could I just like grab the other two?
I mean, I
Yes. Yes, I botched. Yes.
Okay, Maya, that's what diff?
It's a standard diff. Okay, Anthony, I'm gonna need you to be completely honest with me.
Yep.
If Arthur has to grab either a Selkie or another she, who is he gonna grab?
The Selkie, for a very specific reason.
What? Oh god.
He's the fiance. He's the fiance of a baron.
Perfect. You yoink Willow. Grab her. She is so tiny you practically lift her off the air. Just as this 6'9" behemoth of a woman, this woman, weightless for fun, tumbles down. She is rolling down like a fucking slinky, faster and faster and faster, and she barrels right into the crowd. Valerian,
Yes.
can you do me a favor?
Yeah.
Oh no.
Just how much does your character weigh?
That's never a good question.
I don't know, probably somewhere between
Roundabout.
like 160 to 180, somewhere around there. It's fairly athletic. It's got some lean muscle mass.
Lean muscle mass? Okay.
Yep.
Unfortunately, Valerian and his fleeing of the giant woman, yeah, he's about to take some damage. See, this woman, she's got boots on. Do you have any armor?
No, I wouldn't have worn any armor to this.
Give me a second.
Dear God, if you are in heaven listening to me, if you knock him out in one hit, it will be hilarious. Give me this.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Can you please soak 5 hits, please?
Jesus.
Please.
All right. I will attempt to soak some of it.
Yeah, you're gonna soak some of it, please.
Straight stamina, huh?
Alright!
Why did you take the Selkie? Why?
Because you're the Beyonce of a Baron. I'm not going to piss off Voidfrost.
But Voidfrost was the
Paul.
one crossing the.
I
Oh,
know.
well.
Paul,
Yeah.
Paul,
Yes.
Failing to
as
protect
this giant woman tumbles down, her feet are gonna connect to your side. You're gonna crumple, and she's gonna fall on top of you. Don't worry, people are gonna shove her off, and you're gonna get healed. But I'm pretty sure your arm snapped. Yeah.
Okay.
Minor internal bleeding. Don't worry about it. You're fine. You're fine.
Okay. When she
It's fine.
kind of hits me and falls over, and I fall down and crumple to the ground. Once I kind of figure out what the hell happened, I will take it in stride, and I'll start laughing hysterically and start yelling, "I'm like the Gwydion! Ow! Ow!"
Beautiful. In fact, you know what? Several lovely sheep come clambering over you. Oh no, you're hurt. And then they bring you over, they start pouring some spring into you. You good, you're in their lap. You're set. Don't worry about it. You're probably gonna get some numbers later. You're fine.
Oh, thank God. My Gwydion couldn't handle the pain.
Oh, it looks like it's Alexis and Christian. Christian, how have you been handling clambering up? Are you going straight away, or are you trying to go around? Are you climbing? Are you running?
He's tearing through like a drunk demon.
How much does Christian want this?
Absolutely.
You can be honest.
He definitely
Absolutely.
wants to live up to the applause of the crowd, definitely, as the paladin, as the champion, as he sees it himself. He wants to succeed at this challenge, no matter what it is.
Just what exactly is Christian willing to do to win?
Try his best.
All right. Christian, Alexis, I need you to make me dex strength roll, please. Evan, are you still with us?
Yeah.
Sweet.
Pardon me, I will spend a willpower on that because, yeah, going all in, absolutely.
Shit, do you even have enough?
He does.
Ooh, pretty. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
That's 6 with a willpower.
Screw it. I'll also spend the willpower.
Excuse me, that would be 5 with the willpower.
Yeah, 5 to 1. Would you say, Evan, I'm so sorry.
I was saying I'll also spend the willpower.
Alright. Please keep note of how much willpower you're spending. I think you've spent 2 already, Evan?
I spent 4. This is my 4th willpower spent. So yes, I'm keeping it.
Oh, good, because I'm only aware of the 2. I'll write that down.
I have 3 more left after this. So, watch the shot. 1, 2, 3. Wow. If my specialties apply, we come out equal.
Well,
I need one more stamina check, boys. You've been drinking. You've been running. You've been fighting. You want to win. But can your stomachs handle it?
I'll just roll straight stamina on this one, because I think if I spend my last full power, I disqualify myself.
Yeah, no, don't do that, boy. Don't do that.
I'm going to spend a willpower of my own for this. Down to 2 willpower remaining. Two successes with the willpower.
All right.
3 successes with the willpower.
Oof. Beautiful. And unfortunately, it's not enough for Christian. Just barely there, honey. All right. If you don't mind, boys, if I may.
By all means.
Go ahead.
Christian and Alexis at the top, one-on-one. It seems as if they always dance around each other, drawing closer and closer until they have to fight again. Unfortunately, that's exactly how it's going to be here. As they push and shove, clamoring for the top, wanting to reach that chalice, Christian makes a grab, trying to reach the edge, shoving Alexis away. But Alexis is too quick. He moves away from the arm and shoves Christian with all his might. Christian falls and tumbles. He slides down the benches onto the floor as Alexis grabs the gauntlet. He stands upright and he chugs that delicious cool drink. He is drinking victory over all his foes. He is drinking honor for House Zerch. He is drinking glory for the barony of frozen tears. Everyone will know that Alexis Voidfrost is a force not to be fucked with. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to close our scene. Thank you, players, for playing. Thank you, watchers, for watching. I hope you all had fun. I know I did.